your favorite song? Translation, ven aquí mami así culo. Yo quiero comer mi huevo si papi mores. Espero chuparse puto pendejo el pinche cabrón. Let's get it, nice like this, I'm a knight like this. Sword in my hand, I fight like this. And I'm more than a man, I'm a god. Bitch, to stay on guard. Two-pay trap and a two-tits pop out of that tank top and bra. And when I say do, bitch, that BK die.
Yo, what up, this planet? This is another oh my gosh, I say my team all the time. I should be ashamed of myself. Ultimate Team gameplay. Let me be honest with you. I have never fucking played my team. Nor am I ever going to play. I don't want to sit here and play a game that's pay to win. And that's just it. I'm just not going to do that. That's like how you see everybody's my player with 99 overall. You know that shit they ain't work hard for that. Like, I be working hard. But now I'm gonna tell you what saved football for me. Now you about to see some nasty game. Now I'm going to tell you I should have ran the ball all game. I could have ran the ball and just pulled a wiser, do 2 plays, and that's it. Run the ball 100%, 400 yards rushing, 7 touchdowns, whatever with Reggie. Now I like power runners now. Like in NCAA, I wanted a power runner, but I couldn't use it because in NCAA it's not like Madden. Like in Madden, you can have Marshawn Lynch, you can have Jerome Bettis, you can have whoever you want in the backfield, and you can play to their strength. Now, if you think about it, okay, Adrian Peterson rushed for 2,000 yards, right? Eric Dickerson rushed for 2,000. These are big running backs who are both powerful and elusive and fast. And then you look at, let me pop up. He knows that they're both fast, elusive, tall. And then you have a player like Barry Sanders, who's small, just elusive. But all these running backs were fast and elusive. And then you have Jamal Lewis, who was just a power runner, who also ran for over 2,000 yards. And that's how Madden is. You can have a power back, a slower, more grinded out back. You can like, what's his name? Sean Alexander, how he broke the record for touchdowns. You can have these players who are strong and not as fast, but not as elusive, but just good, you know what I mean? And at what they do. So, what was I saying? Yeah, like in Madden, you can run with a bigger, slower back. But at the end of the day, in NCAA, you can't do that really. Like, you can have a strong back. Oh, he's gonna run over. He's gonna break tackles. He's gonna do this. He's gonna do that. But at the end of the day, you have to be able to run away from defenses because that dive is crazy in NCAA. Now the dive on here is bad too, but you can kind of see it and you can kind of hurdle it because when you hold X or whatever to dive, he starts to lean over and crouch and all that shit, whatever. You know, he's sneak dissing, all that. You see, what? As soon as I grabbed, I was like, oh yeah, he gonna break this tackle. I'm to the house because Ogletree got like 90 speed. But anyway, like you can run in Madden, you can run with any running back you want and do well with them. Like you see how many people doing well with Marshawn Lynch, you know what I mean? And then you see people doing well with like Reggie Bush. It all depends, but in NCAA I couldn't do that. Like I picked up Jerome Bettis and Tyrone Wheatley and a couple players like that and tried to run with them. It's just not going to work. Oh my goodness, who had the ball, me or him? You see how he got hit? But yeah, man. And so now knowing I can do this, now I can run with Reggie Bush. Now I can run. What the hell am I watching on TV? I can run with Reggie Bush. I can run with Jerome Bettis. I can run with any of them and have huge days because I'm gonna get past the second line. Look at the patience in the hole. You know Reggie Bush ain't had patience in the hole till he met a young nigga like me. He was with Kim K, so you know he had no patience in the hole. So yeah, man. Now what saved football for me? This is what the whole commentary is supposed to be. What saved football for me was fantasy football. Now you probably thinking like, why? Like football is so good. Now football was always great. I loved football. I played it in high school. I was really good at it. And like, did you see earlier when Vernon Davis ran into the wall and gave himself like a goddamn concussion? I'm just saying that. I just seen the highlight, and I was like, "Yo, did he give himself a concussion?" So, yeah, fantasy football almost nearly saved it because I was like getting real into basketball. I was like, "Yo, football is just boring. If you're not watching your own team, what's the point of watching it?" In basketball, you can watch any team and just know that it's just seemed more exciting at the time. But now, fantasy football is just I don't know. It single-handedly revitalized. Like, I know so much about football now. Like, even not saying I didn't know before, but like, I know so much about football now just for the simple fact that I play fantasy football. And if you're not playing it next year, if I'm still around, let's go ahead. I'm gonna start a league, and I'm just have y'all be in it. Yo, whoever wants to get in it, we can get it. Like, I'm gonna start with my cousin because I never played with my cousin. Now, how fantasy football works, right? Is you get one quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, a tight end, a flex position, which is a running back or a receiver, a kicker, and a defense. Now, all these points are different. They're different for each one. Then you have, like, you know, reserves, and that can be pretty much, you can have it any players you want, any defenses, any kickers, whatever you want in the reserves, because I mean it's just subs. You know what I mean? So now for like each touchdown is like 6 points and whatever. So it's basically gonna work on every week you play. It's just, you're gonna try to outscore the other person. Now it's weird because it goes from like players like Andre Ellington. Now Andre Ellington is nice on Madden because of his week that he had for the Cardinals, and that translates into fantasy points. Now he had like 22 fantasy points that time. Now a high amount of fantasy points would be between 30 and I want to say 50. I'm not 30 and above. I just say 30 and above for a quarterback. That's a great day. Running back, 20 and above. You know, receiver, 20 and above. Kicker, I say about 15 and above. Like defense, I say about 15 and above. Like receiver, you know, they just like tight ends, 10 and above. Just depending on what team it is, depending on what tight end it is. So, like, let's see who's having a down year in fantasy. Like Larry Fitzgerald. Larry Fitzgerald's great. He's a great receiver. He plays great. The things that he does for his team is great now. A team that'll never double team is, I believe, the Steelers never double team. Like certain teams like that, they never double team, and that's just not the case with Larry Fitzgerald. They're going to double team him and open up other receivers on the field, but Larry Fitzgerald, at the end of the day, he's going to get his. That's just going to be serious. He's going to get his. Watch Reggie break it. He's going to get his, and that's how you learn how players are doing. Like, that's how fantasy football is so big, because it's like you learn about every player's traits, attributes. You learn about players who weren't really doing well, who players are like Keenan Allen. Like, his fantasy points is crazy. Like, for a rookie, he's outscoring every rookie in the league. Andre Hopkins, Cardinal, whatever. Whatever for Vikings, you know what I mean? Like, he's outscoring all these players, and he wasn't even supposed to, you know, he wasn't even supposed to start. Like, I'm from San Diego, so he didn't even get a chance to start until like the 3rd, 4th week, and that's after Malcolm, what's his name, went down. Malcolm Jenkins, whatever the fuck his name is, the big Malcolm Floyd, sorry ass motherfucker. He's one of them players that shit for a long time. His athleticism, his length, and everything should have been made him good for a long time.